Hi everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. It's Thursday today and it's getting close to the end of the month. Well, it's kind of the middle of the month, but I received my paper pumpkin in the mail yesterday or by FedEx yesterday. And I thought I would jump on and show you how amazing this April paper pumpkin is. It's called Delicate Wings, all sorts of butterflies, and it is just so pretty. Lots of gold foil on the card bases, and so you're going to love this. If you've got it, you should be receiving it. If you haven't received it already, you should be receiving it soon. But I thought I'd show you the 3 cards that you can make using this kit, as well as an alternate project that I'm going to put together. So let me switch over and I'll show you the kit and then we'll get started. It's kind of hard to see. I've unboxed mine because I like to pull everything apart and separate all of the bits into their pieces, because if I don't do that, I can never find the things as I go to make the cards. And so I've kind of split it out. So the kit comes, let's see, turn it over and I can tell you. So you make, I think it's 3 of each. I think it's 9 cards, and usually it tells you that, but of course I'm not finding it. But I think it's 3. Yes, it's 9 cards, so 3 of 3 designs. And if you can see, they're so pretty with the gold foil on them. So of course you get the instructions. I love this new thing that we're getting with it. So this is the stamp set images, which is really great if you're storing your stamps afterwards to reuse them, because look at these sentiments that are so nice with the butterflies. And so you can put these in a clear envelope or something and store them and so you can actually see what the images are and what the sentiments are. And you get 3 of each of these card bases. So this one is, the color is basic gray, which is one I don't use all that often, but I really do love the look. So look at this with the butterflies. This is the card base in basic gray, then Lost Lagoon, and then this one that is kind of like gold foil splatters. So those are the card bases. And then you get 3 of these. Look at this, is a laser cut that you can pull out and make it 3-dimensional with some of the it's kind of champagne color. It's actually really not gold foil. It's like a champagne color. So this goes in behind that. So you get this lovely gold or champagne foil. And then you have the die cut, some die cut butterflies, some other butterflies. Those have got some gold foil on them. And then some labels to use and some more of these laser cuts. And then this is a piece for one of the cards, kind of an unusual shape, but it goes on one of the cards. And then this card base, front of a card. So that's what you get in your kit, as well as some tear and tape, dimensionals, and some glue dots. Okay, so let's put the cards together and then I'll show you the alternate kit. So I always kind of pull them apart. So the first thing it's telling me to do is to pull one of these pieces of foil along with that gorgeous butterfly that pops out. And so you can see. So we'll do that. And we're going to use dimensionals. Looks like the dimensionals go on the back of the foil, if I'm looking at this right. So we'll use a dimensional on 3 dimensionals. Oops. So you kind of follow along and it does exactly tell you. If you look at the shapes of them, you can tell if it's a dimensional or a glue dot. And then we're going to use the tear and tape. So you will have some of this left over. There won't be a lot of the tear and tape left over, but you'll have enough of the tear and tape left over that you could use it on other projects. That's the cool part. And then you always have the stamp set. If you are a Paper Pumpkins, one of my Paper Pumpkin subscribers, I also participate in a tutorial group where we make a project using the stamp set and ink so that you can make, if I might There we go. I'm going to take your pick tool. You can use your stamp set and ink because that's kind of what you end up with at the end of it. And so you end up with it. I give you a tutorial that has, there's usually about 6 or 7 different projects in it that you can make using the stamp set and ink. Great way to continue using the supplies or the stamp set and ink that you get. So then this is going to pop out. This is laser cut, and so you can pop this out and make this butterfly kind of look like it's flying. So pretty. Okay, and this goes on to one of these really pretty basic gray card bases. So we're going to fold that. Get your bone folder. So you do need some supplies, but for the most part, all of the supplies that you need for your Piper pumpkin are included. The only thing you need are a stamp block for stamping, and then maybe some, maybe your paper snips. There we go. Really simple card. This says, I'm always here for you. So you don't even have to stamp on this one. Look at this. Isn't that pretty with that butterfly and the gold behind it? So that's the first card we're going to make. The second card is the one that uses that kind of unusual shaped cutout, and we're going to use the splatter card base. So we'll fold that. These card bases are really nice and heavy duty. Okay, so the first thing we need to do, it tells us we're going to stamp the sentiment that says everything will be okay. That one. And the block here. So I'm just using these are photopolymer stamps, and so they do kind of bend and move around and change shape just because they're the way they're made. So I always just kind of flop it down on grid paper or on my glass mat, and then pick it up using the block, and you will find that you will end up with it being straighter. They can get curvy, which is also one of the really cool things about it, is you can kind of curve the stamps, the photopolymer stamps. Now I'm just using a basic gray ink pad rather than the stamp and spot that came with it. But so this is some stamping in the basic gray. Everything will be okay. We'll close that. All right. So now it's telling me, or telling you, hey, Mary, welcome. We're going to, so we've got our card base, we've got our sentiment, and now we need one of these large butterflies with the gold foil, one of the half butterflies, and then one of these large butterflies and that piece. And I think that's what we need for this one. Okay, so these strips tell you that we're using the tear and tape adhesive on this. So I'm just going to take and put, I'm going to just take and put long strips. They've got little pieces, but longer strip is just easier. And then on our sentiment piece, if you wanted to pop these up, you absolutely could, but I'm following the instructions for this, and then I'll go rogue on my other piece. Now, these are popping up a little bit, so it's actually, the instructions are telling you where to put your tear and tape. So hopefully I haven't messed it up by putting my tear and tape, oh no, on the back. No, I think I'm good. All right, so then tear and tape on here, and I put tear and tape already. Okay, so we've got our card base. This piece. Now, one trick with tear and tape, if you've never used it before, sometimes when you stick tear and tape down, it's very strong. So I pull off my tear and tape, the backing off my tear and tape halfway, so that I haven't got the whole piece torn off. So I kind of pull it off and fold it to the outside like that. So now I've got my piece with these little tabs, and I can take and start to line up my piece on my card base, hold it in place, press it down, and then you can pull off these like tabs And it just makes it so much easier to pull them off and not get, not stick it down before you're ready to stick it down. Okay, so then it tells me to put my sentiment on. So you can see these cards actually go together pretty easily and quickly, which is always great when you're looking to do a card. Sometimes you just need to have cards that you can do quickly. All right, so then this one goes like that. I think I didn't put my sentiment up as high as what the picture showed, but that's okay. So then this one is going to go on like that. Now I actually think dimensionals would have looked really nice, so pop some of these butterflies up, but that's the instructions didn't say to use dimensionals, so I'm just going to use them. But isn't that a pretty card? Love those butterflies. So that's the second card. 2 cards done in no time flat. All right, the last card clearly looks like it's got the most detail to it. So we're going to stamp this one on one of these kind of hexagonal. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that a hexagon? 6 shape. So we're going to stamp the sentiment that says, surrounding you with love. Take this off again. Just plop my stamp down on my grid paper and pick it up. So we're going to stamp this on the hexagonal shape. Somebody can correct me if that's actually not a hexagon. It's a form of a hexagon, I guess. Okay, so we've got that stamped. Okay, so now we also need to stamp the butterfly. I don't know. Oh, I see. Okay, so it's on this piece. Where's my... That's why I like to pull my pieces out in advance. It is on this piece. So we're actually going to stamp the butterfly using the basic gray on this piece. So it's already got 2 of the butterflies on here, one in multicolor and one in Lost Lagoon. And so this one will just get stamped like that in basic gray. Just lovely pop of color. Gosh. Okay, and then we need one of the really pretty, this is the Lost Lagoon version of that card with the gold butterflies. This is going to be a portrait card. So we're going to use dimensionals. You always end up with extra dimensionals, extra of the little glue dots, often extra tear and tape. So we're going to put dimensionals on this. So save them because they're great to use on your other projects. The dimensionals are a little thicker than the Stampin' Up, the dimensionals you buy in the packages from Stampin' Up, but they work the same way. So you can always use dimensionals. Okay, so we're going to put this in the middle of the card. Again, it's a landscape card. And then we're going to put the sentiment in the middle. Kind of shame to cover up these butterflies, but we're going to add more butterflies. There is a whole bunch of these little butterflies in different colors. So we're going to take 4 different ones. So we're going to have one of the gray, one of the Lost Lagoon, one of those multicolor, and then there's 2 that are Moody Mauve. So versions, and we're going to use glue dots. So again, these glue dots are a little different than what the glue dots on the roll are. They work the same way, but I tend to have to use my take your pick tool on them. It's easy. I find it easier to get them off of this piece of plastic if you just get your take your pick tool underneath them. And one more. Again, you've got lots of these glue dots. So save those for the other projects. And then I take my take your pick tool and just pull off that backing from the glue dots. So if you're used to the Stampin' Up glue dots, of course, there is no backing on them because they are on a roll. The roll itself is the backing, I guess. But these have individual backings on them, kind of like the dimensionals. So you're just taking them, and I'm just kind of following the picture of where to put these. Gosh, they're so pretty. And if you wanted to, you could pop some of these up too. You might have to cut the dimensionals a little bit. All right, there we go. Isn't that a pretty card? So that's the fourth or the third card. So now let me show you my idea. So here's the cards, actually. Let's bring them back in. So aren't these gorgeous? This is my favorite. I love this butterfly that can pop out and you see the foil behind it, but they all are really pretty. So let me bring in an idea I had for an alternate project, and it's using, I'm not sure if I'm going to use that or not. It's using some other product that we have. So I cut a piece of cardstock 4 1/4 by 11. And I'm just going to grab my paper trimmer and we'll score it. So you can make all of the cards exactly the way they are, or if you feel creative and want to just use the supplies that you get in the kit, you can make your own projects. So we've scored that at 5 1/2 and used my bone folder to fold into the mountain or the raised line. I took a piece of Moody Mauve and I embossed it using, this is the Distressed Tile embossing folder. And so I cut that piece 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm going to use, no, I'm not. Yeah, I am. Okay, I'm going to use dimensionals. Usually I don't use dimensionals on a layer like this, but I'm going to use the supplies that are in the kit. So it's kind of fun to supplement what you have in your kit and add on. All right, so there we go. So put that on there. I love this distressed tile. If you want to make it even look more, my light is not great today. I was doing a class online this morning, so I'm in a different position. So I don't have the same lighting as I have had. Let's see if I can brighten that up a little bit. I've got quite the shadow going on and I don't know why. There, it's a little brighter, but I still have a bit of a shadow. So anyway, so I love that distressed tile embossing folder. Okay, so then I took one of the card bases. So if you don't like cutting your card bases up, maybe this isn't for you, but I took one of those gorgeous basic gray card bases and I cut it to 2 inches by 5 1/4. So I'm just going to take it and I'm going to use liquid glue. You could use the glue dots or the tearing tape, but when I have an embossed image, I like to use liquid glue so it gets into the nooks and crannies. So I'm going to leave about 1/4 inch from that left-hand side and adhere that on. Now, I went and cut out one of those so that this same, this same die or laser cut image, I cut out from that piece of cardstock that it's on. I still have the sentiment somewhere. Don't know where that is. Here it is. I still got the sentiment and I'm going to use that, but I have cut the butterfly out. So I'm going to take the dimensionals and grab some scissors. So there's always an edge on your dimensionals that isn't where they cut the actual shape of the dimensionals. So I'm just going to take and cut a little strip from it. And I think I've got it too long. I need it. So the only part of the butterfly that we're going to glue down is the little section of the body in the middle. So I'm just going to put that little piece of dimensional that I've cut off of the package of dimensionals, and I'm going to take and just cut this so that I've got my butterfly popping out, kind of raise its wings, and it's kind of flying. And where did that sentiment go? So I'm going to take this And I'm going to fussy cut. If you follow me, you know that I like to fussy cut. You could just take and cut this, a rectangle around these words, but I'm going to just take and fussy cut. I don't want to have this sentiment go to waste, so I might as well use it. And I might actually even cut my words apart a little bit. Okay, so there, I think I'm going to, says I'm always, and that's in script, which is really pretty. And so I've got that cut, and then I'm going to just take and, oopsie, cut this one, trim it a little bit. All right, so I've got these two. I was thinking I was going to put ribbon. I don't have any Moody Mauve ribbon, but I was thinking that this is the petal pink ribbon, diagonal trim. It comes with white and petal pink, and I was thinking this would look really pretty. So I think I'm just going to take and cut a strip of it on a diagonal. So I'm going to put that on like that, just a little bit different color. And I'm going to take my tear and tape adhesive and just put this, a little bit of tear and tape along there to hold my ribbon, not completely to the end, because I like to have my ribbon a bit free floating. So we're going to put that on like that. And then I'm going to use dimensionals, and I'm going to use that same trick where I'm just cutting on the edge of my dimensional package. And I'm going to use this to put along my sentiment, because this is the way I've cut it. It's quite thin, and I could use the full size dimensional, but I think they might show. So this is a way to get a strip of dimensionals that won't show when you put your sentiment on. All right, so this one says, I'm always, I'll put that there. And I'll put it upside down here for you. All right, so I've got a piece of basic white that I'm going to stamp on for the inside of the card. Actually, it probably should be very vanilla, but I pulled basic white. And then I pulled these. These are the basic gray and smoky slate pearls from the new catalog. They are part of, I believe it's the Country Gardens, if I remember correctly, suite. Gosh, I really have a shadow and I don't know what's causing that. But anyway, so they're really pretty, and I thought that they would go nice with the colors on my card. So they come in 2 sizes and 2 different colors. So I'm going to use the ones that are the basic gray. I'm going to put one up there. Okay, so that's the front of the card. Now I've got my piece for the inside of my card. The glue dot backings are as bad as the dimensional backings. All right, so let's take that lovely butterfly in that we stamped on one of the other cards, and we're just going to stamp that down here in the bottom corner. So we've got something on the inside of the card. And you could use the tear and tape adhesive, or you could use your glue dots. I wouldn't use dimensionals on the inside of the card. It just probably would make the card not close properly. But we'll put that on the inside of the card. So that's my alternative project, using the supplies and a few additions from your stash, because we all have the stash that we can use. But don't be afraid to cut up your card bases that come with the kit, and use your own creativity to make your own cards. So if I bring these back in, these are the cards that are with the kit. This is my favorite with that gorgeous foil behind it. So those are the cards that are in the kit, and then that's my alternative project. All right. I love it when my Paper Pumpkin kit comes. It's a bit of a surprise. Stampin' Up! Does an unboxing and does sneak peeks of the upcoming catalogs. Thanks, Mary. And so you have some sense of what's coming. The next one, hey, Gabriella, the next kit for May is, I've forgotten this, something about the best. Can't remember, but it's a masculine Father's Day kind of kit, and it coordinates. Hey, Deanne, welcome. It coordinates with the Country Woods Designer Series paper, which is absolutely stunning in the upcoming annual catalog. It's one we're using for the Creativity Abounds Stamp Camp using the country birdhouses. It's so pretty. So it coordinates with that. There's also an add-on set of dies that you can purchase as a standalone if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, and it coordinates with this kit. It's got a butterfly and thanks as a die cut that you can do. So it coordinates with this kit and the next two. So that's an add-on that you can consider getting. If you're not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, if you subscribe by May 10th, then you will get the next kit, which is the Father's Day or masculine kit, which is so much fun. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. Oh, and also, if you're one of my Paper Pumpkin subscribers, you will get the tutorial where we share different projects that you can make using the stamp set and ink after you've used up all of the supplies in your kit. All right, everybody, thanks so much for joining me. Now, I will be live on Sunday. I will not be live on Saturday because I have a class in the morning and the afternoon, and I just don't think I can get do a live in between times. But I will be live on Sunday at 12 noon, so come join me then. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. Happy stamping. Bye.